Hello there, welcome back to Thriving Generation with Dr. G. It's another exciting day and a good day to thrive. Today we have with us an awesome brother, a thriving brother, to share his life experiences with us. Please, let's not drag this any longer. I will just say that if you enjoy what we are doing here, please consider subscribing if you haven't done so already. And let's get straight into the conversation. Edward, could you please introduce yourself to the Thriving Generation?
Hello, everybody. My name is Edward Asare. You can call me Edward for short. And I am a digital marketer, a blogger, a publicist, a PR professional, and a communications personality. I've been doing this for the past 5 to 6 years, and I work permanently with UBA Ghana, a bank here in Ghana.
Wow. Wow. So, Edward, how did you get started? In our background, I'm from Ghana, you are also from Ghana. Usually, when somebody talks about their career, you hear of one thing. Okay, maybe I work at UBA and then I have this side business. So, how did you get into multiple careers like that?
Okay, so when I started way back in my village in the eastern region, Dawachimasisawa, I didn't envision myself being a digital marketer and blogger and publicist. I wanted to be a trotro driver. Here in Ghana, it's a bus driver because way back in the village, those people who drive cars are really seen as top people. They have this respect. But my father said doctor. But then when I look back, the doctor we had then was this old man who would go through the whole village with one needle, apply medication to everybody. And I didn't want my life to be like that because when people see those people coming, they run away. But my father explained that is not all to it. Being a doctor, I can be a doctor and have a car and I'll still drive. I was like, oh, okay, if I would drive, then I'm fine. Fast forward, my father brought me to the city where I came from a junior high school. And then I went to my senior high school at Asare Academy. Then I graduated from there and I went to the University of Ghana to study economics with information studies. And that is where the passion for social media began. I'm someone who is very curious about how social media platforms work, how to create conversations using social media. And whilst I was doing that, I didn't know I was preparing myself for this role, for this Edward Asare that you are seeing here today. So by level 400, I had been hired by a company called TV3 to be a social media manager because for my work online. And since that time, I have had very good companies, individuals, and businesses inviting me or taking me on as their social media manager, marketer, blogger, publicist to work for them. You were asking me how did I combine all of these? To be a digital marketer, it is a 360 activity of social media marketing and management, search engine optimization, publicizing, content writing. So to make myself a 361, I learned all of these skills so that I'll be beneficial to the companies and individuals who take me on as a digital marketer.
Oh, wow. That's amazing. And you also know how to take vacations because your background and where you are right now, you are really enjoying life.
Just have to, take a break because of the work I'm constantly online, and sometimes it can be mentally draining. So I just have to take a break off social media and get in touch with nature, just like you can see here, so that I'll be able to serve my customers really well.
That's amazing. That's very good. So we see Edward Asare online. We see you have so many followers. You are doing this, you are doing that, you are making an impact. How has the journey been for you? Has it been always easy? What are some of the challenges you faced? After that, we can talk about the successes you've had on the way.
All right. So when it comes to me, it's always about what I'm passionate about. I'm someone who is involving with my heart when it comes to doing something. So if my heart is not in something, I would rather not do it. I'm moved by emotions. So when it comes to my career, I didn't even know that somebody would pay me 1 cedi for the kind of talent I've generated or I have in digital marketing. All I was doing is I was being curious. I'm happy when I create content and people love it. For instance, I wrote about you on my social media, and everybody was all over it, just like ants and sugar. And that kind of feeling, it's heartwarming. I'm glad when I do something like that, and then you get an opportunity out of that because you saw you, Dr. G, on my page. So when it comes to me, that's the thing. The challenges has to do with sometimes pricing. Pricing is quite difficult. Some people, I'm willing to give you just a peanut for the work that some wouldn't even give you anything at all because they thought, oh, it's just posting online. Okay, so those are some of the challenges I face because I've made it a career now, and because of that, I have to make money out of it. So the issue of maintaining relationships and charging people, it's some of the things that really affects my kind of career.
Yeah, what about success? Has this opened doors for you? Have you been to places that you wouldn't have otherwise been because of what you are doing now?
Well, the successes are so much. I've met amazing people just like yourself. I've met notable personalities. In fact, I am at this vacation because of a company I work with. They invited me over to come and create content and also to cool off. So yeah, and all of that is being taken care of by them, not from my pocket. So I think that's some of the advantages I get, and also the online reputation I get for pushing people out there. People see me as someone who is very charitable, someone who is also pushing others to get opportunities they want in life. So that alone is satisfying to me, that through my platform, somebody could be able to get opportunity or to get get to know their purpose, or get to also experience, or get to also be blessed by other people who see their content on my pages. And for the past year, I've won many awards like Digital Marketing Personality of the Year, which I won recently. I also won the Star Media Influencer in 2020. I'm part of the top 50 bloggers here in Ghana. And I've also got some nominations. I speak at various events. Also, I get to work with international companies as well as a digital marketer.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. That's really amazing. Thinking about your journey so far, you wanted to be an accountant, right?
Yes.
Yes. So how did you transition from accounting to social media marketing? Because until recently, we didn't actually respect social media as we do now, right?
Exactly. So this is what happened. When my dad sold the idea of becoming a doctor to me, I wanted to read science in a senior high school because in Ghana here, to be a doctor, you have to read science. But then I made up for read science and I read business in Accra Academy, one of the best schools in Ghana. When I was reading business, I was wondering of the career opportunities that are available in that area. And I realized that most of my mates were mentioning chartered accountant, chartered accountant. I was like, okay, fine. I also want to be a chartered accountant because it's obvious that if you read business, being an accountant is one of the big or respectable careers that are available. So fast forward, I applied to the University of Ghana. Even though I had very good grades from senior high school, I was not able to get the opportunity to read business administration and hence accounting. So I was disappointed and I opted for economics. Meanwhile, after graduating with economics, I could have done ICA, which is a chartered accounting course, and then end up becoming a chartered accountant. So I finished my level 1 and I had a very good offer here in Ghana to be an accountant as one of the here. But then I reported to work the first day and I realized that no, this is not for me. I was not really motivated. I was feeling like I have been imprisoned. You know, even though the salary was so big, I was like, no, I can't do this for a long term. I could feel it in my spirit. And I told you earlier on that I'm moved by passion and emotions. So if it is draining me, my energy is going down, I will not do well. So the next day I quit I didn't go to work. I went back to my social media money, which was way less, but I was happy. And that alone is okay for me. And I realized that for me, this is something I have to focus on so that I could create some form of career out of it. And that is how I switched from accounting to full-time digital marketing.
Wow. It's very encouraging to see what you are doing online and the impact you are making in our generation. And that is what Thriving Generation is about, letting people know that you can do it. You can do it. And don't be afraid to try new things so far as you have the interest in it and you could be successful at it. So thank you so much for taking the risk. Now talk to us. You know, there are many people out there. We see people on the internet all the time and we feel, wow, they are making it big. How do we get started? What would you tell somebody who has these goals but is afraid to even get out there and begin?
You know, somewhere in Ghana here, people have the mentality that if you are showcasing what you can do online, you are boasting. So what they do is that they cover or hide whatever talent they have. I was like that, and then I snapped out of it because with this skill I have, it's something that you have to make it known to everybody. So after my national service, I was unemployed, okay, and I was sinking into depression. I was unhappy. I wasn't having money, and then one day I just like, no man, I can't just be like this, and I just started my posting online again. So this is something that people have to get to know. The world is fast moving, and it is rewarding people who are showcasing what they can do. Setting yourself, you have about yourself online, and because of that, you'll be able to attract some opportunities to yourself. So my advice to people who are really shying away from showcasing what they can do is to snap out of it. Because if you do not show what you have, people will not come to you. You have to show. It is not pride. It is not pride at all. For instance, if Dr. G here can do something, you have this special skill of maybe interviewing people, but then you are not showing people what you can do. It means that that in this world will never come to you. So what do you have to do? Show yourself. Even the Bible says it. If you light a lamp, you put it on a lampstand for people to see. You don't put it under a basin. And in these times, the lampstand is social media, where you put yourself for people to see what you can do, for other people to acknowledge what you have, your talent, and then it will draw the opportunities to yourself. All right, so this is the little tip I have for people who are really shying away from social media. You are not showing off. You are marketing yourself, which is one of the things to help you build your career.
Amazing. Are you a preacher as well?
Well, I love God.
The way you are mixing the lampstand and social media, maybe we should start looking for your church. That is amazing. It's a privilege to talk to you today. Can you talk to us about LinkedIn? I know you are doing very well on LinkedIn, and many of the young people have accounts on LinkedIn. How can we land a job on LinkedIn? How can we do well? How can we build our online presence? Can you help us with that?
All right. Thank you so much for the question. So prior to me liking LinkedIn, I was very active on Twitter, Facebook, and a little bit of Instagram.
Okay.
And then one day when I started looking for jobs, I just went onto the platform and I was just applying for roles. And I got to realize that that place is for the cream de la cream of personalities. So even if somebody is on Facebook, they have a different personality on LinkedIn. It's like a mindset that we have there. So in a normal circumstance, let's say if I message Dr. G on Facebook, she might not take it serious. She might take like, oh, these casual boys in Ghana. But if I send her a message on LinkedIn, she replied to me because she probably have checked my profile and noticed that, okay, this gentleman can do this, this, and that. So let me reply to him and see how best we can collaborate. All right. So even though the same people are on the other platforms, the platforms have different mentality and communication. So I decided to take it serious. And one of the ways to make sure that you attract recruiters and professionals to you is to make sure your profile is complete. Because we are in a social media age, fraud has increased. So one of the ways to make sure that people see you as an authentic personality is to make sure to have a complete profile on LinkedIn. Your name, your profile photo, your cover photo, your skills, your schools, all have to be present there so that people know that you are not a fraudster. Number two is to make sure that you add skills to your profile. Because when people go online, let's say Dr. G here needs a digital marketer. All she has to do is go and enter digital marketer in the search box and then scroll through the personalities or that come up and they choose from the one who have the highest optimized profile. So when you add the skills onto your profile, which can be done by scrolling down to your profile, it helps you rank higher in search results. And even more so when you have a lot of endorsements of that skills on your page, because it communicates to people that you are someone to go for when it comes to that particular skill. Another one also has to do with recommendations. So let's say I have done work for Dr. G. I can ask Dr. G to give me a recommendation based on her experience with me. So let's say Dr. G is okay with what I did for her. She's coming right. Edward is such a professional. I worked with him on this and that project, and we have been able to achieve these targets by this margin. When I did that, people get to my profile, they see it, and then they realize that I'm someone to go for. So that's one of the ways to make sure that you get jobs online. Another one is to be creating content. When you create content, you are communicating to your target audience that you have knowledge in the field that you claim to be in. Because it's an online platform, what other way are we supposed to know that you know how to do what you claim you can do, apart from sharing knowledge about it? So when you share knowledge about your skills, people get to believe what you can do, and then they can engage you for jobs as well. I have written an article on this, which it is on my profile, and I'm sure people can read more about that on my page, Edward Asare.
That's amazing. And I'm going to put the link in the description so that people can also easily click on it and get there. That's great. Amazing. Thank you so much for sharing that with us. Let's talk about attitude when it comes to careers. What are some of the things we can do to promote our careers? What are some of the things you've observed that you can advise us on?
So I would say one of the things that is very important when it comes to growing a career is patience and consistency. Because the matter is when you start off, you will not see results the very same day. You have to be patient, and whilst you are patient, you are consistent whatever you are doing. You have to keep thinking hard. And also you have to start before you are ready. Because the truth of the matter is you might not get all the resources you need to be able to be at the top of your career when you start. If you ask me how she started her YouTube page of vlogging, I'm sure she would tell you that when she started, she wasn't having lighting or the cameras or all of that, but she has to start anyway. You understand? So with the little resource you have to start before you are ready. And when you start, you have to be consistent about whatever you are doing. And once you are being consistent about it, you have to be patient enough to know that one day it will pay off, and all the sacrifices you are making in developing your career will pay off. And that is what happened to me. When I started off, nobody knew me. Nobody knows who. But I kept pushing. I was being consistent in my skill. And fast forward to 2021, I am on this Dr. G's show being interviewed.
That's amazing. Since you mentioned that, I would like us to talk about speed and success. When we start something, we want to see it grow at once. How long did it take you to get to where you are today?
So professionally, I started this thing way back in 2016. So 2021, that would be like about 5 years, going. So that is for me. In fact, when I started it, I didn't know this is where we are gonna come. All right. So, and one thing you have to note is that your timing is different from other people's timing. You could start and maybe in a year, you'll be way up. Some people to take 2 years, 3 years, 4 years. It doesn't matter. We all have different destinations and different races. You just have to make sure that you are focusing on yours, and also do not really mind when people are overtaking you or you are overtaking people. Because mind you, we are all, you could be classmates with somebody, doesn't mean that you are life mates. You could be faster, you could be slower than other people, but the truth of the matter is just focus on your race and keep going. That is what I have to say when it comes to that.
Amazing. Amazing. That is a very important advice. Thank you. Thank you so much. So if somebody wants to reach out to Edward Asare, can you go over some of the things that you do? What can we learn from you if we follow you on social media?
All right. So I am a 360 digital marketer. As part of this, I do social media management, marketing, and influencing. I do PR for companies and individuals. I do publicization. I publish news on notable websites and newspapers as well. I also do corporate communications as well. I do which is search engine optimization, and on all of these platforms. All right. The good news about that is it is all around online content creation and building a reputation, which I have mastered with over the period the years I have been doing this thing. And I'm on all social media platforms as Edward Asare on LinkedIn, on Twitter at Edward Asare _, on Facebook Edward Asare, on Instagram Edward.Asare _. I'm on all of the social media platforms that you can ever think of.
Wow. Wow. Thank you. Thank you so much for joining us today. I am sure somebody has learned something from this conversation. And we would like to encourage you to keep going and keep rising. You are not even there yet. Many other things you are going to do. And guess what? The thriving generation is cheering you on.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Wonderful. Thank you so much for joining us and watching this to the very end. If you have questions for Edward, you can leave them in the comments below, or you can also reach out to him directly on the social media platforms he's mentioned. And also, what have you learned? Can you leave that as well? We would love to learn from each other. And share this video with somebody. Let somebody also learn about social media and how awesome Edward Asare is. Thank you and see you in the next video. Bye.